they end up in season 17 kissing on the cheek.
And if they end up in season 17 when their hands
brush.
Just brush.
During surgery.
And then they go, and then it's electric. Season 17.
That's my favorite bit. I can't wait for the kiss on the cheek is going to go crazy. Hi, it's Megan.
And it's Bree.
And we just want to talk about TV.
Welcome to our podcast,
UNSERIESOUS. Each episode, we're going to cover a TV show, new or old, and have a silly little conversation about it.
So grab a snack, get comfortable, and let's get unserious.
I fell in the pit. You fell in the pit. We all fell in the pit. We finna be in the pit finally.
Welcome to the pit. That's what he kept saying. Welcome to the pit.
Welcome to the curio shop. Hope you find what you're looking for. Obviously, after everyone's long anticipated, everyone's on the edge of their seat, we're finally talking about the pit.
Everyone's been waiting.
Everyone's been patiently tapping their foot. When are Bree and Megan gonna talk about the pit? Well, finally, long overdue, we are here today to talk about it all. We watched it like a month ago.
We clocked the fuck
in. We put in time and energy at our shift at the pit.
I was working so hard at the pit.
Working so hard. Mm-hmm. But before we finna get back in the pit,
it's finna be in the pit.
We gotta see what else has been going on. Yeah, exactly. We gotta talk. There's so much, I feel like, pop culture stuff that has happened over the last few weeks that we've kind of talked about, but I feel like we should really hold space.
We should really take a moment.
Yes, for all the things going on. Bree, is there anything you'd like to start with? You literally were looked
around. I was like, I kind of blanked out.
Really, there's so much to talk about then.
Okay, well, I want to talk about, I saw 2 blockbuster films.
Yes.
Thunderbolt.
Yeah.
And Sinner.
Yes, let's hold space.
And let's just take a moment, because film is back.
Cinema is back.
You heard it first from the
the TV podcast. We're saying film is back.
Film is back.
Follow us on Letterboxd.
Yeah, I'm gonna be in the movie theater.
I'm gonna be in the pit of the theater.
I'm gonna be in the pit of the theater.
Yes, cinema.
Yes. Yeah, I saw Thunderbolts. And I went to the movies by myself for that, which was big because I kind of am scared of the movies.
Yeah.
So I feel like that really that was exposure therapy, and it kind of calmed me.
That's nice.
I kind of liked being the one.
Well, so I guess we both had 2 different alone experiences. Yeah. I microdosed being alone. I went with work, and Bruce was to come with me, but our schedules clashed.
Our schedules really did clash. When I have one thing going on,
that's literally this has happened twice. Yeah. It's the one time I have something going on.
I'm I have one event scheduled right now, and it's on that day.
Same day. And we were so I sometimes get to go to screenings through work, and we were literally, I swear to God, the night before going, I think we're due for a screening, and we've been talking about going to Thunderbolts regardless. I get an email when the Thunderbolts screening is, and it's the same day as Lucy Dacus.
Yeah. At first I was like, yes, and then I was like, wait, that date doesn't. I know it's gonna be on that day.
Yeah. So, and then I was in a different physical theater than one of my coworkers, so I was alone with an empty seat next to me. I ate your food.
Ghost Spree was there.
Yeah. They were like, is this person coming? I went, yeah. Put that down.
Put that food down. I could dig a slice.
So yeah, we both saw Thunderbolts separately, and we talked about it a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think we gotta hold space.
We really have to hold space. That was a mental health movie.
No, seriously, it's been such a comfort for me the last few weeks because it's everywhere on my TikTok. I'm how is there an HD version of this accessible for people to make edits? And everyone knows that I fucking love a found family.
It was so found family.
So it was checking all the boxes. It was funny. It was heartfelt. It had action, but it also didn't revolve around the action. I guess we'll try to be spoiler free.
Well, it's and it was the anti-heroes or whatever.
Yeah.
And that also gets me when the people are being like good.
Yeah, and we like find each other, like
so
find a sense of community.
That shit up, and really, they're just mentally ill.
They're so mentally ill.
So
me
true.
too. And like it's such a like I remember like a couple years ago when they announced this and it was like the lineup and I'm like, this couldn't be the more random group of people.
I'm like, what is this movie about?
But then I was like, no, this is the best movie ever. Like I was trying to think of like my Marvel top 5 and I think this has crawled its way in. It might be recency bias, but I have like a strong feeling it'll at the very least like linger in top 10.
Yeah, I don't even know. There's so many.
Yeah, we were saying we might do more Marvel pods leading up to Doomsday
are you
next year.
including like the shows?
I guess not when I'm thinking about top 5 movies. Shows would add another element.
That's another layer.
But I do feel like as of now, this could change. I feel like Thunderbolts just will hold a special place because it has like my favorite trope and some of my favorite like... Because everyone has been saying this online. Like people used to like... Not romanticize isn't the right word, but for lack of a better word, like romanticize like the familial bond between the Avengers, but half the time like they weren't even that close when you think about it.
They didn't show them being that close. But that wasn't like I don't know, it was more like action.
Yeah, and like they had moments and they kind of like tricked you into thinking they were close, and then Civil War happened, you're like, oh, why would they do this?
Why would they even do this?
But these people have been friends for, like, known each other for a day.
Yeah.
And it's complicated.
And you actually see them. And they actually, like, share their feelings. Like, come on. That's what it should be. That's what it's about.
I think I gotta go back to the theater. Baby. No, I loved it. And, like, I think it's so cool. We've talked about this, Florence Pugh being, like, the center of this. And she's, like, one of the biggest movie stars right now. But she, like, so openly, like, enjoys being a part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
She's proud. And she does all the shit for it.
And, like, there's, like, definitely an argument to be had about, like, superhero fatigue and like blockbusters versus like original films, which we'll talk about Sinners,
which this year's like, a whole fucking blockbuster year.
But I'm like, sometimes they're valid. Sometimes and like Marvel, when we were saying this, when it's at its best, it's cooking, it's good, it's fun, cooking, like it's not like serious, but like I have a good fucking time.
Yeah, when it's good, it's really good.
And like this is peak Marvel, baby.
Marvel's back, baby.
Yeah, and that's all movie. And that's all we can really say without spoiling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't even seen some of them because I'm scared.
Yeah.
But maybe we'll pod about them.
Like, I want to see, which one is it? Captain America?
Brave New World.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brave New World.
But I've heard some
But, like, I've already heard some shit about that. But I think if I go in with the mind of...
Yeah. And just being like, I'm here for Anthony Mackie.
I'm here for Harrison Ford.
Yes, our good friend Harrison Ford.
I'm actually only here for Harrison Ford, thank you.
Yes. Amen.
Thank you.
But yeah, it's a peak. I was like, this is what Marvel should be about.
Oh, wow, I just started randomly thinking about Loki and I got
That's not why we're here. Save that for literally like anything.
Doomsday.
For Doomsday for when we do the Thor movies, I guess. So I guess we've already done the show.
Yeah.
We've already done.
Wait. No. We reacted to the first season.
Yes.
Okay.
And
so we've done 2 like
things for it.
Yeah.
Low-key. We can talk about it if we do the Thors.
Yeah.
We've done Agatha. We've done.
I'll be talking about it.
Have we done anything else besides that in Agatha? I guess not.
No, not in the Marvel.
No.
And then we also reacted to Falcon.
Yes, in WandaVision. We did reaction videos to them. Yeah. So yeah, go watch those on our old channel.
We've made content, so slide on over to our old channel.
We've been here. We've been in the Marvel pit.
We've actually been in the Marvel pit. We're in every pit.
We're always
in the pit. We may not get tickets to a pit sometimes, but we are in the pit.
Well, we are in the pit mentally, but emotionally. Okay, Sinners.
Sinners was so good.
So good. And that's a point for original stories.
That was an OG story, and I went in with little to no knowledge of what this movie was about.
I just knew Haley Steinfeld.
I was a little confused at first for a moment.
Yes, I just kept going, trust the process.
It all connected, and I was like, okay, this makes sense, and this is cinema. This is like cinema. Like, I have thought about it for so long. Like, when you keep thinking about a movie, and the music was so good.
Yeah, that's Ludwig.
I'm like, fuck.
He did the music for Black Panther and New Girl.
Yes!
And Community. I saw his name in the credits. I went, classic Ryan Coogler mess around to pull him back.
Yes.
He knows what he's fucking doing. Ryan Coogler, what a talent. Michael B. Jordan ×2.
Michael B. Jordan times 2.
Thank God they put them in two different hats.
It is funny that they...
But then one time when they weren't wearing a hat, I was like, wait, who is it? And I was like, who are they talking to? Okay.
Stack.
Yeah, I stand.
Stand both of them.
So good. I saw, not to stray away and talk about something else that we can't even really talk about, but someone was like, Ryan Coogler should direct a film adaptation of Hadestown.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, as someone who physically isn't even allowed to see Hadestown right now.
Yeah, allowed.
I was like, genius.
Oh, soon we'll have our one more chance.
We have one more chance. We've been trying to see Hadestown in Chicago, entering the lottery. By the time this comes out, maybe we'll be able to go. Our last, can you imagine if we? That would be actually. I think I'd freak out more than anything to win the lottery the last time.
Yeah.
But the world didn't want me to see it yet. I guess. Yeah. They knew I'd sing out loud.
Wait. They know you get kicked out immediately.
But yeah, Ryan Coogler knows what he's fucking doing.
Yeah. That was. So yeah, we saw 2. So now that I saw those 2 films back to back, I'm now like, I gotta go see more movies.
Yeah, like the film
I want
bug.
To be, like, I want the AMC A-lister.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
I don't know if I could, like, get into movies.
Yeah. There's so much coming. Materialist.
Yeah.
Lilo and Stitch.
Lilo and Stitch.
Marvel Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
And Superman, the new trailer for that came out, and those edits have been hitting the timeline like a truck. Like a bus.
Like, we're so bad.
Yeah. Freakier Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's surely other things. Jurassic Park.
Dino movie with
that was the other. Well, there's been so many times where you couldn't. There's been 3 times where you couldn't come.
Yeah. One
time you had to go home, and I took Julia's hand and took her to Wakanda Forever.
Yeah.
Then we were supposed to see the Dino movie. I think this happened first. And, Emily had a COVID scare.
Yeah.
So really, we probably shouldn't go.
Dino movie.
No more Dino movie with Meg.
I had to cross it off my agenda.
And then Thunderbolts. I couldn't do either.
Damn, I can't go to any movie.
I know. Well, so I'm hoping one of the aforementioned movies we'll get to go see.
Hell yeah.
We should have another summer one coming up. I'm trying to think what else. I feel like those are the blockbuster ones. There's other ones. Mission Impossible.
You'd have
Julia wants to see that. What if that's the one to get a screening for? I'd be so livid, actually.
And then I'm forced to go because it's my turn.
But then, like, the next one comes and you're like, what the fuck? It's Julia's turn.
My favorite movie ever.
I think you guys, I can't.
Twilight 7.
I'm going to be at Disney World when Wicked comes out.
Yeah.
So I think I should sign up and you two should go.
Yeah.
Pretend to be me.
I'll pretend to be you.
That'd be so funny. What else? I feel like we've just been getting a lot of news, like, they're filming, what's it called? The Artful Dodger Season 2.
Yeah.
Maya Mitchell's got that blonde hair, and that's when I knew. That's huge for us. We personally pioneered that.
Yeah, we did that. We actually, like, that's why they're doing it.
Yeah. They heard that we asked for a Season 2.
Yeah,
that was like the title of the pod, and they went, yeah.
That was one of our more popular pods.
Yeah, hell yeah. So guys could lock in. Season 2, whenever that comes out.
Season 2. Oh, when that comes out, Max and Hall comes out, we're going to be famous.
Oh!
We're going to be fucking famous.
I wish we were talking about Max and Hall right now. Sorry to the pit.
Sorry, I really wish we were knee deep in Maxton Hall. Please.
They're casting the hell out of the Hunger Games still. Officially, we can say.
Oh, that's the best cast ever.
That Voldemort is officially President Snow, and that just, like, means the world to me.
They're literally cooking.
Did you see Rachel Zegler's comment?
Yes.
Not my ex being Voldemort.
Not my ex being
My
Voldemort.
movie ex. So funny.
Ugh. It's so good.
What else can we say? We don't know. We're going to do a pod on Dr. Odyssey. Still don't know where that stands.
Yeah.
If it gets canceled, we'll still do a pod on it.
Don't worry. We'll still like roast it for now.
Obviously, we have our duty as television critics
to
speak on that.
We have to speak on it. We do have to speak on that.
Yeah.
A lot to come in TV.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Creeping up on Emmy season as we're finishing up a couple episodes of The Last of Us, Hacks, The Studio.
Oh, Jesus.
I know. No word on when People Will Be on a Vacation is coming out.
Yeah, that's not coming that year.
It's like summer is literally right around the corner.
I know.
And there's no premiere date. What if it comes out on August 14th? It's a Thursday in the summer, and that's my birthday.
That's actually my birthday.
That'd be thrilling.
August 14th.
That'd be so... Emily Henry, if you're listening. That'd be so fun, and we can
Henry,
order food and watch it because it's my birthday.
That's your... Because it's
Everyone
my
come
birthday.
watch People Will Be on a Vacation.
You have to watch People Will Be on Vacation.
Because I feel like Netflix and other streaming services, they half the time don't announce anything or release a trailer until a month before.
Yeah.
So, like, it still feasibly could come out this summer, and I imagine it would, because I don't think... They've had test screenings, and they've been doing positive.
Yeah, like, it's already done.
So, like, I'm pretty sure, like, if it doesn't come out this summer, why would they wait a whole extra year when it's probably near completion?
That'd be weird.
Yeah.
And suspicious. They're gonna wait to release it in the winter with Max and Hall.
Yeah.
In December.
They're gonna be like coming later,
like
coming at the end of the year.
December. And I'm like, people would be on vacation in winter?
That would piss me off. I can't think of something that would piss me off more.
That would just piss me right off.
Yeah. I'm gonna need a release schedule for the summer I turn pretty so we can plan shit.
Yeah, that's getting real awkward.
Madison's just gonna have to come here and we'll have to go down there. Just have to walk down to the lake.
Madison's gonna have to come to us and we'll just walk on over to the Foster Beach because that's all I got.
There's too many other fucking things going on.
That's all I got going. That's so funny.
Also, speaking of Emily Henry, we both started Great Big Beautiful Life. The Great BBL.
Great BBL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So more on that.
Yeah. Maybe
we'll do a pod on it. Because technically it's in the Emily Henry Cinematic Universe.
We're like, guys, we're just going to talk about this.
And if we did it, we could do a pod on People Man on Vacation because technically Emily Henry's Cinematic Universe card. Are they out yet? The other ones, no, but it's part of a series of her work.
Yeah. So we could do a pod on it.
If Taylor Swift does something at the AMAs, we could do a pod on it because it's part of her body of work. Reputation.
If we did a whole pod on Taylor Swift at the AMAs,
well, if she's like, okay, Reputation's coming,
I'm like, oh,
we need to do a Reputation pod.
Well, we've got a Reputation pod.
And we're like analyzing the vault
this is
tracks.
Our Reputation pod.
We're like wearing all
Big
black.
Reputation.
Boom,
Big
boom,
reputation.
boom. 1, 2, 3, let's go, bitch.
Everyone put your clown noses on.
Yeah.
The clownery.
I think that's next weekend. We'll
Renee Rapp's performing.
Yep, Renee's coming. We gotta be in the pit for Renee.
And we're
finna be in the pit.
In the pit for Renee.
Finna find us in the pit.
Yeah, big things in music too.
Mm-hmm.
There's just so much happening.
Yeah.
That's what life's about.
I started lessons in chemistry, and that's been a journey. And like and subscribe, and we'll do a pod on it so you can know what the journey has been.
The journey. Because
unfortunately, I fell victim to a new hyperfixation after Thunderbolts, and specifically Lewis Pullman. And it has been really getting me to do the craziest things. Just watching his work.
Really just going through his... I guess that is what people do.
Yeah, which I was saying, I don't do that a lot. Like, I just get lazy, or like I'm like in a 0.5 mindset where I'm like, no, watching that would be too much for me.
I'm not watching that shit.
But then I was like, I got nothing to do, and I gotta take my nail polish off, so I might as well put on lessons in chemistry. And if you know, you fucking know, and that's all I can say. Until maybe one day we can talk about it with spoilers. Bree knows.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awkward.
That's all I can say.
What else?
I don't know. I feel like
more, but also I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. More to come. We're gonna finish.
We out here.
You, and I think we'll pod on you next.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck.
Joe Groberg is doing his shit, guys.
He thought she knew.
Wait. Completely unrelated.
Because I was going.
He thought she knew.
I reminded me
Fox
of Conrad.
Fox School. I don't care.
So that reminded me. That connected me to. He thought she knew.
Fox School. I don't care. I love him. Love him. No.
When he's playing the guitar at the funeral, he's singing.
Baby. I love Connie.
I'm like, what the hell he's going on? What the hell?
So much is happening.
Okay. Anywho, should we dive right into the pit?
I think we gotta finna be in the pit.
I need to be in the pit.
All right, let me tell you about The Pit. The Pit is a medical drama on Max, aka HBO Max again.
Oh yeah, you best believe it.
So back. Following every hour of a 15-hour shift at Pittsburgh Trauma Medical Hospital each episode. It centers on Noah Wiley's Dr. Michael Rabinovich, aka Dr. Robbie, This day in the pit takes place on the anniversary of his mentor's death from COVID that he experienced firsthand. Damn. So the day is already off to a bad start. Couple the trauma with a young fentanyl overdose patient, a pair of siblings who have to take their father off life support, and a shooting at a music festival. This is the worst day of Dr. Robbie's life. And not to mention the first day at the ER for interns Santos, Whitaker, and Havati, and resident Melking. And, plus, Dr. Collins is pregnant, Dr. Langdon is addicted to painkillers, Dr. McKay is breaking parole, and Nurse Data is the only one serving cunt here.
Yes.
So that's what happens when you finna be in the pit.
That's beautiful.
I couldn't say too much because then I'd just be getting into every plot line.
You'd go through our whole shift at the pit.
I guess what else I could say is this show really hammers in the realities of an underfunded, just the underfunding of medical care in this country in general, specifically at like a trauma center.
The actual shit show.
How long it takes to be seen, how the nurses and doctors are overworked and really just doing the best they can, and how, I know Wiley says this, the mental health of the caretakers is so detrimental to making sure the mental and physical health of the patients are important. So it's like, let fucking paid for this shit.
Yeah.
This country's priorities, man.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
Because this was the most fucked up shift ever.
So crazy. Literally just 15 hours of their lives and they'll be back again tomorrow.
This is their first. I don't know how anyone does that. Can I just say?
No, that's why watching this really reiterated that I could never.
Like, I knew this shit, but like seeing this shit made it like, I don't know how anyone even does that.
And it's like the respect. The respect is out the roof. Yeah.
Like, I don't know how you're built for that.
No, and that's why it kills me that, like, the funding for something, because I feel like, stereotypically, when you think of, like, the richest type of fields, it's lawyers and, like, tech people and doctors. But reality is, I feel like the average doctor is so fucking overworked.
Yeah.
And then the physical facilities are underfunded.
Yeah.
And it's like, they have probably the most important job in the world.
They're literally trying to save lives.
Yeah. And that's why I feel like that's the point of the show. As I've also seen in interviews where they're like, no, why did Noah Wiley and the writers, a lot of the writers worked on ER, why'd they make another show? And it's like, well, I feel like we had to tell this story of like how fucking crazy the actual shit is and how much disrespect these poor people get. And then I'm watching this, I'm like, these are my heroes.
Yeah, I'm like, these are actually my heroes.
Yeah.
And people on TikTok who do work in the ER were saying that it is very, like, realistic. Like, they did it really well. Like, because I feel like some medical shows are just, like, Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah. Well, so we're Grey's Anatomy, and I'm sure other shows. I don't watch a lot of medical shows a lot of the time, and I feel like they find this balance between, quote-unquote balance, between, like, the medical stories, because like early Grey's Anatomy, like you think about like the train crash patients and her first patient and all this stuff, like the stories are interesting and they do sit with you, but like this show, that's what it's like all about pretty much. Like there are still personal storylines going on, but it's so much more focused on like the medical stuff,
what's happening.
Yeah
and
I like it like felt like a rush. Like we started it knowing it would be good because of the reception, but like speaking for myself, like I just like felt like addicted to it. Like it felt like such a rush.
Literally, like I needed to be clocked in at the pit. Like my arm was itchy.
We'd be like texting each other, us and Julia, during work, and like shaking, be like, I need to be in the pit. Like I need to clock into the pit. And like we'd be like, all right, after work we clock it in for at least one episode at the pit.
We gotta do 1 hour at the pit.
Like this is the most we've ever locked down, like collectively, for the pit.
There was something addicting about it, and like thinking about the time when we were watching, I'm like, I want to be back in the pit. Like, I just want to be back. And the show's like kind of like really traumatizing.
It's like dark. It gets intense.
But like I need it to be in the pit.
I think it's the pacing.
Yeah. And
like how, despite some of it being really, really sad, like intriguing the stories are, and then like how well written it is, and then despite some of their personal stuff being a smaller part of the show, you're like attached to everyone pretty quickly, despite some of their flaws. Like, I'm just like, I need to be with them every second of the day.
To be honest,
like I'm attached.
When I first heard of the show, I was like, oh, that won't be good, because I was just like, oh my gosh, a show that's only hour by hour, what's even gonna happen?
Right.
But the pacing and the writing and everything was so good. Like, they did do it really well, but I was like, how good could that be?
Yeah.
But it was so good.
So good. I think my thing is now that we've established what it is and, like, been a part of it, understand the vibes, like, how this will carry on in future seasons.
For
every January for the rest of our lives.
For the rest of your life.
Because if it truly takes place kind of like quote unquote in real time, and we're basically picking up, so from my understanding, it is this season, I think we were doing the math, is about September, because they were like X amount of months will pass and it'll be 4th of July weekend is the premise for season 2. And crazy shit, someone's coming in with a firework lodged up their ass.
I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready for that gore.
But so then it's like, okay, we're spending a day with these characters once a year. And like I said, I enjoy the fact that it's really, really rooted in medical stuff, but like, they're not shy about the fact that there is interpersonal drama. Like, right off the bat, Dr. Robbie and Heather Collins is like, what's their past?
What's their tea?
And they do such a good job of giving you it with, like, this is just a normal day in their lives, and they're referring to things in the past without, like, doing a shit ton of flashbacks or overly explaining. You just kind of make inferences based on conversation. So it's so well done. But it's also, like, when you think of, like, a typical medical drama show, Grey's Anatomy being the perfect example, like, not that it's going to be, like, as Meredith and Derek, but, like, if there are supposed to be kind of maybe relationships that may or may not happen, it's like, are we going to skip a year and, like, 2 characters will just be, like, together?
I know, I'm like, how is that going to work? Because
like,
everyone has chemistry, but how is this going to work?
Exactly, because I feel like there are a handful of people that, like, definitely, like I said, Robbie and Collins, 100% canon had a history, so that's totally, like, plausible for that to maybe be something that happens again. But it's like, in the context of the framework of this show, like, will they just be together? Will they be like, oh, we tried again within the 10 months that went by, but it didn't work out again? Like, how are we going to, like, pick up on these characters' lives? Santos and Whitaker being roommates by the end. So it's like, how will their dynamic have shifted? Especially, like, knowing a lot of them were, like, interns that might not stay. Like, will they be working at a different point of the hospital? Because, like, what's her name? Santos wanted to be, surgical or something? Yeah. So it's like,
how are we going to follow them?
Exactly. Like, it'll be so interesting to see the future of the show, and we can kind of maybe make predictions, but, like, specifically the interpersonal relationships are so fucking interesting to me, because, like, we're only going to see them for, like, let's just say again, 15 more hours, almost a year ahead, and it's like, what changed? And, like, the scenario of, I guess we can start with Dr. Langdon's, like, arc, which is, like, he's, like, kind of, like, this know-it-all resident, like, what they call him, ER Ken. And you find out the big reveal is that he's been, like, siphoning off, lorazepam and shit, like, lowering dosages for patients so he can
have some for himself,
because he had a back injury.
Give me.
Classic case of you get injured and then you can't wean off of the painkiller, so
you gotta take from your place of work.
Of course. What else are you gonna do? Who could blame him? He's not, like, doing he's not, like, showing up under the influence.
He's on lorazepam during his shit.
He's fucking crazy.
And then he's yelling at Santos.
Yeah, so that's the big, I think, thing going into season 2 is it's going to pick up after he does, like, rehab for X amount of time. So he's
a month,
he's gonna be the new. They said like, 30-day inpatient program. So that's why we were like, so are we picking up a month later? But I'm pretty sure, based on what I've read, this shit takes place, they say, like, 9 months later.
Oh.
That's what makes me think it was in September. September Pit Fest could be realistic. I don't know. I could be wrong if someone wants to correct me. Regardless, if a month goes by or 9 months go by, he's going to come back and, like, everyone's going to be, like, shooting the shit, and he's going to be like, what the hell?
He's going to be like, what happened? Because I was in rehab.
Yes. And it'll be so interesting because I feel like he has one of the most interesting dynamics. Like, he's trying so hard to, like, be in Robbie's good graces. He's probably, like, a mentor / friend, even though Robbie's kind of, like, pushing him away, especially at the end. Yes. And they're divorced right now.
They're divorced?
But Langdon...
They're divorced? Sorry.
Whoa.
That doesn't even make sense.
And then he has a wife and kids, and he's trying
to...
a full wife and kids. Clearly not going well, because he's, like, trying to bribe the kids with a dog that he probably shouldn't have. He currently is on, like, has a drug issue.
He definitely doesn't need a dog.
He definitely doesn't need any of that. So it's, like, I have so many questions about where he will be with all those situations. Everyone's rooting for him to get divorced.
Everyone's clearly rooting for him to get divorced. Because he can't see the wife.
No, because is the wife ever going to show up? Like, who gives a shit?
His wife's not going to be in the ER.
The way that I'm so, like, on the page of, like, I like that the show is different than, like, your typical medical drama, and that it really is honed in on...
Oh, no, but now they're all going to be dating each other in the ER, just like Grey's Anatomy.
That's
like, no one can find anyone outside of the...
I love relationship development of all kinds, platonic, familial, romantic, and it's, like, I'm so interested to see if there's a bunch of people that people root for. If any of them will actually do anything.
Literally, there's so many. Like, I've seen literally every possible.
And some of them I was like, I don't understand where you're coming from. And then I was like, so another one being Langdon and Mel.
Yeah.
Which was one of the first things I was seeing before we tuned in, before we got into the pit.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a lot of people shipping them. And then I go in, right off the bat, they establish he's married.
Yeah.
So that confused me.
You're like, oh, fuck.
And then because of the situation in the show... Most dynamics are just so fresh, like they're meeting for the first time. It's only been a day. Mm-hmm. And like the show, they're currently in an ER. So there's really not much time.
They're literally in the ER. They're literally like, they have literally not a minute to even like...
Look at each other.
They only have a moment to have a panic attack.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, Robbie and Collins, like they have an established past. Mm-hmm. So that really just like gives them 50 points ahead of like, okay, it's like they don't even really need to do much, even though they have their own moments.
Yeah.
It's for you to be like, okay. But, like, I'm kind of in the middle of Mel and Langdon because there's so many things that, like, haven't happened. Because, like, everything is so circumstantial and small.
Yeah.
But they do have very sweet moments, like when he goes, though she's upset by a bunch of stuff going on. And has her pick out the gravel and stuff. Like, they just, like, regardless of what happens, they are probably one of my favorite dynamics. Yes.
Yeah.
And if they end up in season 17 kissing on the cheek.
And if they end up in season 17 when their hands
brush.
Just brush.
During surgery.
And then they go, and then it's electric. Season 17.
That's my favorite bit. I can't wait for the kiss on the cheek is gonna go crazy.
Oh, the kiss on the cheek is gonna go fucking
crazy. Because none of these
crazy.
people are gonna be fucking around in elevators, you know?
Yeah,
like, at the ER.
At the ER.
When there's literally no time.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people have moments, but, they're just one of the people where they definitely have one of the more interesting, like I said, dynamics, whether it will be platonic, familial, romantic. I'm in support of all the above. I'm not anti-anything.
I'm in support of
I will see what the fuck happens. Like, my thing is just, like, I'm sitting in this position of, like, will anything happen? I don't honestly want to set myself up.
Yeah.
Because I sat on the edge of Rebecca and Ted.
Like,
Ted Lasso. And then I started shifting in one direction just to be let down. And that show, it fully could happen. I guess still could.
Yeah.
It's not over yet, apparently. But, like, I think I'm just kind of enjoying the ride with this show.
I'm like, are they trying to put people together? Or are they just, like, doing little... Because also, Santos and Garcia...
Yes.
Like, all their scenes are clearly, like, flirty. Because they're literally talking about astrology.
Yeah.
And just all that. And then another thing, Mohan and Abbott.
That sends me to the moon.
And people said they told them to do that. They told them to, like, act. So I'm like, okay, what are we doing here?
That would actually confuse me.
I didn't see that at all.
No, like, but I had heard about it before, or maybe as we were watching it, because I was really trying to avoid spoilers, and I feel like I avoided 90% of things. I did know that Langdon was addicted to lorazepam, because people were like, lorazepam's having a big moment on TV between this and White Lotus, and I was like, what? Yeah. So I knew that was going to come.
Yeah, I saw that, one of those scenes.
But I was like, why are people shipping them? And then even as it was happening, I was like, okay, that was so small. Like, I can see the potential, but, like, with the physical scenes that we are getting were just so small. It's just, like, but it's one of, like, the ships that people go the hardest for. And the actors have been playing into it because they're admitting this stuff. And
they're, like, saying it in the thing. I'm like, huh?
So I feel like the real world people talking about it is making it, like, bigger, which I can get behind, too. But it just, again, will be so interesting to see if they will develop things and how they would do that. And he's on the night shift and she's on the day shift. How will it ever work?
The night shift.
That's Romeo and Juliet. How will they make it work?
I'm just like, what's going on? Everyone's flirting.
No, seriously, any of the romantic dynamics, Javati, I don't know if I'm saying her name right. Nepo.
Yeah, the younger one.
Yes, and the one guy that she has a crush on.
That's also...
That one is like canon. She has
a
crush on him.
Yeah, she says it.
But he's like, I don't date. But then him and McKay have a vibe.
I'm like, okay. Oh, McKay.
That, you could have not...
McKay.
Like, told me that would be like, if there was a love triangle in the show, it would be
I did not see that. I was like, huh?
I'm so curious. Any of the people we just mentioned or an onslaught of people we're not even thinking about, any potential romantic development, like, I'm
Abbott
here.
and Robbie?
Well, yes. That just goes without saying.
That's just like, that
just like, is.
That is so clear to me.
Yeah, Crystal.
Nothing's been clear in my whole life.
Bookending them on the roof.
Like, what was that?
Are we joking?
On the roof.
Oh my god. You're like, don't do it.
The night shift and the day shift.
Yeah.
The sun and the moon.
Yeah. Yin and yang.
Yin and fucking yang. Whatever you say.
Yeah. Abbott's ending up with one of them. I'm just here for the ride. Like, I feel like I see the vision for all of these pairings. I'm just so curious if the vision will be executed, and if it is,
if it was just
how.
a fun little, yeah.
Like
literally how, and how all of them. What if all of them happen to be like, okay?
Like, season 2, they're like, we're dating.
We're
But
married.
it happened off screen, so we're
sorry.
it's just like casual. And Langdon's like, what the fuck?
Langdon comes back and like,
Langdon comes back and Mel's like, we're dating. He's like, what?
We're dating. I haven't seen you in... That's season 2.
You never know who's gonna be in the pit. You never know.
You never know what's gonna happen in the pit.
Yeah,
truly.
I am very excited to see if and when anything will happen. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm also just like you said, Santos and Whitaker being roommates. I'm so excited to see how that goes. Yes. And they're one of my favorite platonic relationships.
I would even say like Javati and that too. Of like they're the three. They're like the interns. They're like the Meredith, George.
I'm like, I want to see
Christina,
their relationships grow.
Yes, and I hope they all stay, and they all have interesting storylines in and of itself, like Javati's mom being a chief like person in the hospital, and that like interesting thing of her trying to separate from that, but also like use that, and then like Santos's like hard exterior, but she's clearly like has like a good heart.
She clearly has such a good heart.
But she just like goes about certain things and like not the best way.
Not the best way, but that's okay.
Yeah, and then like poor Whitaker getting sprayed, like,
and then Whitaker's like a mouse.
It's like the show is actually funny too. Like it just despite the trauma, the literal trauma, like has honestly so many good like little funny silly moments, like. The reoccurring of him having to change his scrubs over and over and over again. Hilarious.
Classic Whitaker messer.
Yeah. Him killing the rat. But then the scene when, Collins is deathly afraid of rats. And Robbie's trying to make sure she doesn't look, and she looks right at the rat.
She looks right at the rat.
I was like, okay, this show, kind of a comedy.
They're kind of actually a comedy. Meanwhile, there's also like
the worst things imaginable.
The worst possible thing happening.
Yeah. But like,
with the
I was
patients.
having fun. I was kind of having fun.
I was kind of having fun though.
What else can
I say? It really does have a little bit of everything though. Like
no, truly, it's such like I can't even like describe it. It's so
I can't even describe.
Like everyone should be watching this. Like the rush it gives me, the adrenaline.
Yeah, it gives me an adrenaline.
What are you, an adrenaline junkie now? Like Bella Swan jumping off of cliffs. I'm watching
That's
the
pit.
Amen.
That's me clocking it.
Yeah, I'm seeing Edward visions of Edward while watching the pit. He's like,
go back, don't do it. You stupid bitch.
Bring in Alex Karev. Santos is so Alex Karev if you think about it. She's like Christina and Alex if you think about it.
Yeah. God, people hate her.
It pisses me off.
I'm like,
why hate anyone?
God forbid she copes with the little bully.
God forbid she doesn't really know how to like form a friendship, so she's just bullying them.
She doesn't know how to talk to people, so she bullies.
Can we blame her?
It's so real.
And then like, I think like people are like choosing like hating one or the other, but I think that dynamic between her and Langdon, like that's a yin and yang type of shit.
I feel like you can't hate if you like one, you can't hate the other
because they're the same.
Like if you hate both, okay. maybe you'll get a few points, but they're like the same. They're giving the same thing.
And that's why they butt heads. And she was really just looking out for, not technically his best interest, but it is his best interest to not be doing that shit.
She knows what...
And the hospital can't be doing that. And they all tried to handle that discreetly.
And she was gonna not say it, but then she was like, I should... And Robbie was like...
it was like
the drama.
Their potential for future seasons could hit like a truck.
The drama could hit like a fucking truck.
It like could be so good. Like their like frenemy type of vibe could be so good. Because I feel like he's gonna come back and realize like that was for the best.
Yeah.
If he's coming back at all, that means he's allowed to be there, and like his life isn't over.
Yeah.
And maybe he's divorced.
What if they just keep beefing?
I don't know. Then the girl's so confusing edits keep. I think I saw another one this morning, and I'm like,
you walk like.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh, it's so good. I'm like, what else?
Santos stabbing Garcia with the scalpel.
Oh, that was like they were having a moment, and then boom, and then she was like,
oh. And she kept going.
Yeah,
Batty.
Garcia's so. I want more Garcia.
Yeah,
but she kind of like because she works. What is she, a surgeon?
Something
so
like that.
So she disappears. Like she doesn't. Yeah. She's not always there.
Right. Keeping everyone straight the first like 5 hours.
I did not know anyone's name. I was so confused. And I'm like, that's what I'm like. There's so many characters. I'm like, I want everyone to have more screen time.
Yeah.
But there's just like so many characters. Yeah. Which makes sense because they're in an ER.
Yeah.
Because you have that combined with like the patients.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm so confused
they went through
right now.
So many patients. I'm trying to think.
And try to figure out who, like, what title everyone had.
Yeah, like who's a resident, like, who's a attending, who's an intern, like who, what else? I don't know.
Yeah.
What else can I say? McKay, also an icon, and has one of the most interesting storylines. The reveal of the ankle monitor.
That was so
crazy.
Good. That's one of the things that kept me, like, made me want to keep watching, because I'm like, why does she have an ankle monitor?
Yes. No, that's what I'm saying. Like, they did such a good job of, like, the way they told the stories without it being fucking in your face, and it's, like, how you would naturally find out maybe about your coworker throughout a day.
Yeah.
You know, like,
the tea.
Mm-hmm. And, like, her son coming in and her ex, like, that. Oh, I was eating that up. It was so drama.
It was so drama.
And, like, every character with flaws, like Langdon, Santos, even her ex-husband were like, fuck this guy. But you also kind of like, oh, I feel bad. Yeah. Like, he's trying to be, like, a good dad and honestly maybe try to be good for her even though she deserves better.
Yeah.
It's, like, so interesting, so intriguing. Like, I was eating everything up. Like, every side plot, like, nothing missed. Nothing I was like, oh, we don't need this. This is boring.
I was eating absolutely everything
I was being fully fed a full-course meal. No, like, my plate was clean.
It was clean.
I ate it all up.
It was clean every time I ate it all up.
Clean plate club. Holy shit. So good. Although, oh wait, I'm about to contradict myself.
Oh no, you're like, actually,
this is like such like a, it's interesting to me to think about, like, for a writing perspective, to make this situation so fucking niche, is it's Robbie's ex-girlfriend's son that can just walk into the pit anytime he wants, and we're like, Jake, we love you. I'm like, why does this random kid just have free reign of the ER?
Like, Jake, what are you doing?
No one has time to kiss, but they have time to all be best friends with Robbie's ex-girlfriend's son.
They all have time to dap up Jake.
Like, I get that he had, like, a father-like relationship with him, but it's also so, like, they were like, no, Robbie doesn't need, like, an actual son. It's his ex-girlfriend's son that he's still close to. To me, that's so, like, that's honestly one of the most random things.
Yeah.
And it did serve a very intense storyline at the end with the concert.
Oh my god.
But part of that did feel so random at the beginning.
Yeah.
I was like, this is
like,
a very specific
whose
situation.
Kid is this?
No, it took me a while to figure that out. I had to Google it.
Jake. That diva.
So fucking funny. And I feel like, should we, like, lock into all of the fucking trauma that Robbie went through?
Yeah. He went through too much trauma.
And we can talk about Heather's trauma, too. Because I feel like they were two of the people that I feel like went through, like, actually the most that day.
Like,
aside from just all the shit coming in.
They're going through, personal shit.
Robbie is traumatized because he watched his mentor, like, chief of surgery or a former attending, that basically taught him everything he knows, die from COVID, and he blames kind of himself. Mm-hmm. But God, COVID. Yeah. Basically patient zero, Dr. Odyssey. Dr. Odyssey wishes.
Served better.
Yeah. They knew what they were doing.
Dr. Odyssey, I can't take seriously.
Well, that's why it needs its own fucking hour. So he's already starting the day with a chip on his shoulder and stressed and like being there. Everyone's like, go easy on him because he's not in a good mood today. Just for rats to infest the place. Just for a 19-year-old to be brain dead from accidental fentanyl.
Awful. Oh my God. And
them telling the parents. And like, that's honestly,
that's
to
one
me,
of the biggest things.
That's the hardest part. Like, physical surgery is fucking hard.
Yeah.
But having to deliver that news.
Having to deliver the worst news possible to...
He had to do that.
Yeah.
He had to really try to talk the sibling duo out of letting their dad just lay there and be miserable.
Yeah.
And then, the way I just thought of like 5 other things, but I'm like, what are the main things?
Through this shit.
And a lot of this trauma happening in the room where the chief died or whoever died, like the children's center.
He kept going back.
He kept being in that fucking room.
And that was the like...
That became the morgue. So like, he gets tickets for him and Jake to go to Pit Fest.
Don't worry.
Just for Jake to ditch him for a girl.
Are going to be at the pit.
Going to be in the pit. And then there's a shooting, which also potentially may have been indirectly caused by him because they think for a second it's the son of this woman who came in worried about her son's mental health.
And he let him leave.
So there was that potential. So he's like, he almost is responsible for this kid.
For a mass shooting.
Yeah, and then the mass shooting happens at a festival where his like son-like figure is. The girlfriend of the son gets shot, and he's the one operating on her and cannot save her, and then has to tell all of those people that he didn't save her.
God. He has to tell his son.
Yeah. And then now that kid is like, well, fuck you.
Yeah.
All of our history doesn't matter anymore.
It doesn't actually matter anymore.
Holy shit.
That's like rough.
Yeah. And my man got to come back tomorrow.
I would just have to like...
My favorite thing, I kept seeing things like this before I watched the show, and it was making me laugh, but now I get it. Now I'm like, I'm on the Noah Wiley Express. But people were like, oh, if I was there, I wouldn't have let him leave the house. None of this would have happened if he had me.
I wouldn't let him clock in.
It's so funny.
To his shift.
The things people were saying about him, I was like, what? And then watching the show, me and Julia were like, yeah,
I can see it.
No, Wiley Nation.
At first, I was really like,
yeah, but then I'm like, if he was my doctor, I would.
But then
he's still so safe.
Like him as a character is also like he's just like. So like he's like taking care of him. He's doing his speeches while he's going through like shit.
Yes,
like the worst thing possible.
Honestly, one of my other favorite. We could be here all day talking about all the interpersonal pairings, but like the moments him and Whitaker shared, because Whitaker saw him like crashing.
Yeah,
out. And like the rumor did swirl, but Whitaker didn't say anything. He was like, okay, you knew that. And then they had like moments where he like threw his own words back at him. I was like, oh my God, they're already a found family.
Like, this is found family as fuck.
Turn on Thunderbolts, turn on the Pit. Found family is back in full force this season.
It's so
the New York's hottest club is Found Family.
It's Found Family, actually. That's so funny.
So,
and then
Heather Collins starts out knowing that she's like sick from pregnancy. And another great reveal, the whole time you're not really fully understanding, was it planned? Is it because they have history? Is it Dr. Robbie's? They later reveal that she did this through IVF because she just wants to be a mom, which fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
And almost every one of the patients she was one-on-one with were pregnant. In some ways, the little girl that wanted to have an abortion, but her mom didn't want her to, she was dealing with that. She was dealing with there was a actual pregnant. No, wait, she was the pregnant one. Then there was the woman giving birth that was almost like really bad. Yeah. There was like a handful of things where it was pregnancy related.
I'm like, what is the luck here on this show?
And just for her to miscarry after the ambulance was stolen, everyone was betting on it. She won the bet about like who stole it. Yeah. Used the money to buy this expensive stroller, just for her to lose the baby like an hour later. Devastating. And then, not to make this about him, but I think it's just another thing for him of like they have a conversation about it, and she implies that she once had an abortion. With his kid! And, like, he's so respectful. Like, he handles it so well. But, like, you gotta be like, oh, my God. Like,
damn, these kids.
The amount of shit they're both going through.
And then, like, it's like, she just miscarried. And, of course, he's, like, cares about her a lot.
Yeah.
So
sends her home.
And you just have to keep working. Like, I mean, she got to go home. But, like, He has to keep working.
Yeah, and they're supposed to only be there 12 hours. The last 3 because of the mass shooting. Like, he was there working overtime.
They're working overtime.
I can't imagine.
That's the worst shift possible. But I like that at the end, they were like, to the younger intern, they were like, we promise tomorrow won't be as bad. Like I like how they like kind of said like, this was a weird, because a lot happened in this one day.
They were like, is it always like this?
It's like the worst day ever.
Yeah.
A mass shooting.
Great. Like, what are the odds?
Yeah.
And your boss's son is there?
Yeah.
And like there's a bunch of people, like, they're all live in Pittsburgh. Like, it could have been so many other people.
Yeah.
Crazy. And just like, I think that was one of the most like sobering things of like the way they have to handle that, like the color. They're doing this so obviously just like textbook, because that's the only way you can do it.
Yeah.
But like just like seeing like, okay, this color means this
writing it on your
and they're
hand.
like, if they're like this, there's no, we move on. And like morgue is now the child's unit, like the children's unit. Like, it's just like so crazy. And that
him taking those parents to the morgue.
Oh my god.
Or the dad to the morgue.
Yeah.
Did she say that's the craziest thing?
Wait, I'm like in goosebumps. Just everything. Because the show, like, really is just like, this is what's going on. And they don't sugarcoat anything. They don't even, like, the show is so, like, intense. You're seeing a birth happen. Yeah. Like, they're just like, it's just so clinical. This is what's going on. And I feel like this should be required viewing. Yeah. Because,
it's like real.
Like, why aren't we doing more? And, like, I should have already said this, but part of the plot line is, like, there's like a couple like business people that like are running the hospital that are like, this is one of the first lines, this is an ER, not a Taco Bell. We don't need to be worrying about customer service, we're trying to save lives. And like to a degree, like you want to have like, sure, that good stuff so that people will come, but like they're literally working with the resources they have and doing the best that they can. It's like, no, give us more money and then maybe we would have a better situation here. Mm-hmm. So it was interesting to see it through that lens and literally going, why aren't, like, Dana, literally, we don't know if she's coming back next season.
Yeah, and she got fucking assaulted.
By, like, the worst man you've ever met.
By the worst man ever.
It, like, kills me.
And that's probably such a real, like, that's so real. Because people can't wait for shit. No. Or think they're, like, the most important.
Exactly. You think it's such common sense. You're in a room with people of varying degrees of ill or injured. Like, and every single one of them needs help. Like, bro, you're not the only one here. And it's like, have some fucking compassion. Like, everyone in there's overworked. Everyone out here is hurt. And, like, everyone needs help.
Like, they're doing it in the order the best to their ability to, like, the extreme.
And
like,
he's taking it fucking personally.
And he's like, I should be.
Yeah. I like
immediately.
When Langdon is in the window and he's like, well, here's a form you can fill out if you want to fucking go, but it's against our fucking recommendation.
Yeah.
And then he finally leaves and then punches Dana because, God forbid, the woman needs a cigarette.
She needs a fucking cigarette. It's the most stressful thing ever.
And now she's running the ER during the shooting with a black eye.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And then she's
keeping that ER afloat. No, it's so important. Nurses are so fucking important. I like that they make that such a big staple.
Yeah, they make, like, the management people, like, just as important. Like, they're keeping things organized.
No, seriously, like, and they have, like, the human aspect, too, of, like, she's there for everyone in the, like, the crew, and she's there for all the patients. And I feel like that was something Grey's Anatomy, they, like, made it a thing of, like, oh, we hate the nurses. Mm-hmm. And, like, they had a nurses strike, and they were all like, fuck that. But no, on this show, that like, Dr. Robbie's like, this is, like, one of the most important people in this room. Fuck yeah. What a show.
What a show.
I'm trying to think who else we should talk about. Mel,
icon, one of the best characters.
Nepotism works, guys.
Nepotism actually works.
Well, that's the thing I've learned this year. Found family and nepotism can be good. Half of the people in Thunderbolt's nepotism.
No, literally, I know.
Taylor Dearden and the actress that plays McKay.
Oh my goddamn,
nepotism works. Love nepotism. Never said bad thing about nepotism. I love Mel's storyline. I love how no one, like Robbie specifically, no one discourages her from having like just sense of optimism and just trying to like get through things. And, like, her relationship with her sister, even if she doesn't want to watch Elf, she'll watch Elf with her sister.
Doing the shift and then going to take care of her sister.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And, like I said, like...
And she's still so positive.
She's so positive. And you just see, like, her resolve going back. And then, this is why I do really like her and Langdon's dynamic, is because I feel like he's so hard to everyone else, but like I don't know.
Oh, he has a soft spot.
He has a soft spot for her, and it's like that's why like they do have like a potential to be like a really good romantic relationship, but even so, like their platonic relationship at this point is so good, recognizing knowing something that she would need.
Yeah.
In a moment where she's struggling, saying that he's learning from her and being able to like humble himself in that moment, even if he can't in others.
He's growing.
Yes. Like it's like everyone has the potential for character development. If everyone wasn't if no one had flaws, it'd be no fun. We'd be going nowhere.
We'd be like, okay, everyone's perfect.
And then when he watched her with the patient with autism, and you like learning about she has a sister with autism, I feel like she might even be like a little bit on the spectrum. Yeah. And like Langdon watching her interact, and that was when he was like, I could learn something from this. And then her as a caretaker, and how like she is a caretaker in and outside of the hospital. Yeah. And that storyline with the woman taking care of her mom, and the woman disappeared. And we thought the mom was abandoned for a little bit, and I was like,
and that's how she was like being a caretaker is a lot, and it's hard. Like you need a break, like to be fully responsible for a whole other human and yourself. Like Jesus.
Oh my God, she was such a highlight.
Oh, the little girl, the sister who lost her sister.
Oh my God, I forgot. I knew that there was something I was missing. The girl that drowned.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And she was trying to save her sister.
Fucked up.
That's like
that was
the most fucked up episode.
I agree. That was one of the more fucked. Yeah. Top of the list.
And she had to tell, and she was like, what did she do? She was like, tell the bear.
Yeah. And I'll bring the bear.
I'll start crying right now.
That was intense.
Yeah.
I feel like that, I mean, the older kid, but still a kid, the fentanyl. Mm-hmm. And then there were two storylines that, and this is the reality of the pit too, of like, you can only do so much when they're in your walls, of the situation where they think the mom poisoned the dad because she thought the dad was assaulting the daughter.
Yeah.
But then they leave and you don't know if that was true and if anything will like be done about that. And the woman you think is in a cult. That is, she was pregnant. Or one of the women were pregnant. The one that you think is like taking advantage.
Or in like, sex trafficking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. It's like,
but she took the pen.
She took the pen.
God.
But that is, it's like so good in a way where you're like, this is realistic, but it's like, oh, but I want to know. And it's like a year from now, like,
so they're not gonna go back to
like
that.
Maybe they'll like in theory like within a month or so they'd hear something, but like. We're not gonna see that. We're gonna see a whole slew of 4th of July fuckers.
And that's what they have to deal with, is people just walk it, you don't even know.
I have so much goosebumps.
This show's so good.
Oh my God, full body chills.
Full body chills.
I'm so serious. You talked about McKay.
Mohan.
Oh, that's my girl.
I love her. She's so sweet.
When she's like hopped up on the adrenaline at the end.
She's just like, I'm ready to keep going. She's like, fuck it. But then she breaks down in the bathroom.
I love her. And then being like, you can't be this close with your patients, but like sometimes that works.
She's like holding
there's a balance. The makeup. She's like, Robbie's like, I've seen an edit where it's like Mohan and Mel are like his daughters.
Yeah. Yeah, so true.
I love the found family.
I want Mohan and Santos to get along better.
Yeah. That's what. Same thing. Like Mel and Santos had like a moment where she's like, I really love. And then
that explains the whole.
I know. I really enjoy. There's so many dynamics I want to see more of. Or Santos and Mel. Honestly, the three of them could be a powerful trio.
Oh my God, I just need all of them to just hang out.
No, it's truly. I feel like we need one season where it's like
they're just hanging out.
They're at like a bar. Every hour is them being like, "We're off today. What should we do?"
That's what, like Grey's Anatomy. They go to the bar or they go other places. So I'm like, they need like a bar next to
right. I guess it's like getting a drink at the park at the end.
Yeah.
But it's like we only got that for so long, and like it makes sense. But it's like. That's my thing, is like we're never gonna see them outside of the hospital probably, which is like I like that like this show that's what they're doing, but like watching this show season after season will be so interesting to just see how it all works as a long form thing. Yeah,
I hope it works so well.
Because I would love to see Santos and Whitaker's living situation.
Yes, I want to see them. She's probably
it's giving Melissa and Jacob and Abbott living together.
Literally, it is. And that's the best.
Honestly, like one of my favorite art, like from the way the show started to that being where the two of them end up, like that is so pure to me.
I was like, yes,
so good.
That's like the perfect way it could have went.
Yeah.
And just like explains Santos' character of like the way she deals with people.
Right. And, like, I, like, literally no notes for her because, like, she can be frustrating. So many of them could be so frustrating at different moments. Like, no one is handling every situation perfectly. That's why they're, like, it's a teaching hospital. Everyone fucked up. There were awkward moments that, like, I couldn't watch. Like, when, like, Javadi did something. Oh, when they were the unhoused woman and McKay made so much progress. Oh, yeah, and then she said something, and it's like, oh, you can't stomach watching that stuff, but, like, they're learning.
But, like, they're also learning how to talk to patients.
So, I don't know. When Santos was just trying so hard to help that kid, because, like, you admit that, like, she's experienced some stuff like that, and experienced loss, like the suicidal person. Yeah. So it's like they did such a good job of, like, through the patient interactions revealing stuff about these characters.
Yelling at the dad that was, like, really bad to do. But like you can see that, like, she obviously has a connection and is emotional about it. Like,
and coming from, like, the right place in her heart.
So,
literally, I stand behind the actions of all the characters. Like, they all fuck up. Like, every single one of them fucks up once.
They all have to fuck up.
And that's what makes a story, man. And like, if they were all perfect, the only one who's perfect is Dana.
Yeah, Dana is perfect. Like,
I was like, Mel, I feel like, doesn't fuck up that much either.
Perfect.
So, that's blonde representation
When Mel finishes the, like, Spinal Tap thing, or what was it called? Like, the thing the mom didn't want.
Yeah, that was a crazy story.
And then her little smirk when she's like, yep, already done. And then she has, like, a little smirk.
She had, like, honestly, the show's also impressive to see character development just over the course of 15 hours. Like, they all had it. The show, I'm so excited to see what'll happen in season 2.
I love them.
Is there anyone we haven't talked about? I feel like we've talked about most of them. Yeah. I feel like we could be here for hours and hours.
I could be here for 20
If you want us to do part 2, leave comments down below.
We'll do part 2.
And we'll chat about... I wish we could do that. Like,
we could do a full prediction.
Yeah. We need more of a following on Instagram and stuff so we could, before we record, be like, let us know what you want us to talk about.
Yeah.
Start letting us know. Well, DM us.
What if we had a following?
What if you followed us? What if we were famous and got PR packages from Late Night with Deborah Vance?
Yeah, come on. Come on now. That's so funny.
Should we do highs and lows?
Yeah, even though, yeah.
I wrote some.
I have it.
Epic highs and lows. Favorite characters?
I said 4.
Me too.
Oh, perfect.
Okay.
Mine's Santos. McKay. Dr. Robbie. And Mel.
Almost the same.
Oh, really?
I wrote Mel, Mohan, Robbie, and Santos.
So true. Mohan is very
It's hard because I do love them all.
No, literally.
Like,
McKay has a really like, McKay just, like, stuck out immediately to me, so she has a very special place in my heart.
Hell yeah.
But, like, literally, I love them all so much.
No, Whitaker, that's like a mouse I worry about.
Yeah, literally, I worry about that mouse every day of my life.
I almost felt Langdon because I just feel like storylines like you again. I feel like Alex. That's why Santos and him are very similar. They're very Alex Karev coded, and like that type of character development always eats for me.
It's always gonna eat.
Like a guy that's kind of a dick.
Like you're just being a dick, but then you
grow from it. Like Alex Karev, Steve Harrington, Jamie Tart. Like it's checking all the boxes.
You gotta be a little bit of a dick.
And Langdon looks like 5 different people. Homelander and who else? Like a Walter boy.
He looks like a warbler.
A warbler.
He looks like all those mixed together.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Least favorite character? Guy. Because that's what
Least
I wrote.
Favorite guy.
I wrote guy who punches Dana.
Yeah, I said the mean patient who punched my queen.
Yeah. England, I know how you feel. I lost my queen too.
I lost my queen too.
If she doesn't come back.
Oh, she did not deserve to get punched.
No, the least deserving person, I would say. Okay, we talked about a lot of moments. So, 2 of the moments I said I liked already, and I've said this already. Mel and the dog and Langdon, moment. And then Santos and Whitaker just asking her to live with him, or asking him to live with her. Him dancing.
Finding him, making fun of him a little, and then going, hey, you can live with me.
That's sibling core.
That's so cute.
I love it. I love
that shit.
I feel like anytime they're having just, like, a conversation, like, separate from, like, the patient. I mean, there's a good patient moments, too, but, like, as sad as it was, Collins and Robbie in the back of the ambulance. I'm trying to think. The rooftop scenes.
When
they're all grabbing a drink.
When they grab a drink. When Mohan lets her hair down.
Yeah.
I said, yes, girl.
Yes, girl.
Let her hair down.
Do you have any else?
When Santos throws the person's phone in the
that was good.
Bucket,
that was a good one. Eating the Kit Kat. Yeah, that was good.
Iconic.
Yes.
Probably a lot. Anytime they are not going through shit.
Yeah.
Which you really do get a mix
the
of
scrubs,
everything.
him getting
the new scrubs.
I feel like there's little moments I'm forgetting about that were like, when Langdon and Mel are going somewhere and Langdon hits the thing.
Tries to. No, literally anything Mel, like when she's looking at the little lava lamp, or when she's like rapping outside.
Singing Megan Thee Stallion.
I'm like,
I love her. These are the moments and like the edits really do fucking hit of her and like Langdon when she's like, where did Dr. Langdon go? And like, I think he left for the day. And he's like, he didn't say goodbye. And then when he shows up later and she's like, you came back.
You came back.
Like again, this eats as platonic, but like they do like could bring it really far if they divorce him and his wife.
He has a full wife.
It's crazy. That's what, like, starting the show and having seen all these people on Twitter, like, talking about them, I was like, what?
But also, I guess we technically don't know everybody who has a partner outside of... Yeah. Because, like, they could just have not talked about it,
I think Dana's married and has kids.
Yeah.
From my understanding. McKay has her kid and maybe is with that one guy.
Like, what if... Yeah. It's outside of work.
Yeah, everyone's gonna come back wifed up next season, but with ex, like, people you don't see.
With people you don't get to see. Boring. They're just gonna mention it random names.
I will say this, as, like, a romance enjoyer, there's been a lot of debate about just, like, lack of romance these days in cinema. Like people, I don't know. Someone should kiss. I'm not gonna be picky.
At least one person has to kiss.
Someone should kiss.
Yeah. They have to kiss.
It can be after hours.
In the middle of the ER.
Something like... I want...
In the morgue.
I want something like in Grey's Anatomy when there was the bomb threat. And Derek is like, where is she? And Addison goes, I'm right here. And then Adele's like, that wasn't the woman he was looking for.
Adele spills the tea.
We need something like that.
We need that to hit.
I fear it doesn't need to be like Grey's Anatomy at all, except for that.
Except for that one moment specifically. That happens.
Hit so hard.
That's drama.
It's like Langdon and his wife.
His wife is played by Addison Montgomery.
Still Kate Walsh. That's so funny.
It's always Kate Walsh.
All right, that's our firm prediction.
And a cunty black fur coat.
Yep. Okay, least favorite moments?
Anytime, I don't know, tragedy.
I put like the college kid when the dad was yelling at the girl was and the dad were going back and forth.
Yeah.
Although that was very sweet when she came back and was like telling the parents, you can call me for anything, even though she didn't really know the kid that well.
Yeah.
Robbie losing Jake's girlfriend.
Yeah.
When Mel thinks that woman left, the old woman, that was sad.
Yeah. Colin's having a miscarriage.
Yes. Honestly, Langdon and Robbie's fight was really good, but was sad. That was like good shit, though.
That was some good shit.
It was good acting. They had a few fights, but like the locker room.
They were yelling at each other.
Yeah. He needed that, though.
He needed to be yelled at.
On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most unserious a show can be, what would you rate this?
3.
Yeah, I put a 2 or a 3.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it has moments of lightheartedness.
Yeah.
But
it's really kind of fucking serious.
Maybe like a 2.5.
Maybe a 2.5.
I like a 2.5.
Okay, yeah.
Perfect. And would you recommend this?
No.
Yes.
I feel like a lot of people have watched this.
Yeah. If anyone hasn't, I'm like, this is the time.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's one of the best shows I've seen. It's one of those things where I'm watching it and it's like a drug reaction of like I'm just like addicted and I couldn't even fully explain why. I think it's just so well done and the pacing and the...
And it is interesting that it's like we're going hour by hour.
Yeah. It's such a unique show.
Yeah.
In so many ways.
Like that format.
And one last question. Who do you think should get the Emmy, Adam Scott or Noah Wyle? I think this is going to be one of the craziest Emmys that we've ever watched.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Because Noah Wyle, like that scene of him, like his full breakdown, that's like one of the best things one of the best acting things I've ever seen ever. So
but I could say the same thing about Adam Scott doing the camcorder scene in the finale of Severance. That's what's crazy is they're both so unique.
But like,
it's
I
so
feel like
good.
Adam Scott's, like, acting throughout the whole thing is very, like, it's just, like, really good.
Yeah.
And it's, like, consistent.
They're both just so different.
Yeah.
But both the top of their game.
But on that note, I think Noah Wiley's gonna take it.
It's gonna be, no matter what, it's gonna be crazy. I was just saying, I feel like this Emmys is gonna be crazy for us.
Pedro Pascal's gonna take it.
Yeah. Like, usually, I feel like, typically, just given I feel like the ease of the comedies, we watch more of the comedies. Just because there's a lot of dramas where, like, we don't give a shit about.
I don't actually give a shit.
I can't even think of an example right now. I don't know.
Drama.
But, like, and for a while it was just Succession. Mm-hmm. And now that's gone. It's been gone. And we are so locked in to The Last of Us, to this, to Severance. Mm-hmm. And then, on the flip side, comedy, we are so locked into The Bear, so locked into Shrinking, so locked into Hacks, that it's contentious both sides. And if we get on our limited series game, it's going to be fucking over.
We're not going to know what to do.
Holy shit, this could be the
greatest
the problem
is we want everyone to win.
That's what I'm saying. It's honestly going to be devastating and exciting.
We only want anyone we've watched, we're like, yep, they should win.
Yeah. So either way, we're going to be so happy and so disappointed at the same time.
Disappointed. There's just no winning. It's just going to be a fucking shit
I would just love to see Adam win, just because the Pitt's going to come right back, and Noah Wiley can take it next year. I don't know how long it's going to take for Severance.
Maybe 20 years.
And they're hoping it's not going to take as long. But I can't see it coming back. They haven't even started filming, to my knowledge.
Yeah.
So I don't think it'll be eligible next Emmy season. This will be.
Yeah.
And it'll probably be even better.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see. We will have an Emmys prediction this fall, so we'll get more into that. Okay, last but not least, it's time for Game Time with Megan and Bree.
Woo!
And you know we have to find out.
You know, with all these goddamn characters, we gotta figure out what PITT character we are.
We are. Why didn't this open on BuzzFeed? Give me 1 second.
Oh, that's not.
Did I delete the app? Okay, hold on. Un momento.
I'm scared.
The PITT.
The PITT.
Finna be in the PITT. Okay.
I'm a finna be in the
Here's the PITT character that matches your personality by Andy Golder.
Yes.
Okay. Would you like to start us off?
Sure.
Okay.
Pick a color for your scrubs. Like light blue. Like sky blue.
Yeah.
What kind of blue? Grayish blue?
Yeah.
Gray. A green. Turquoise. A navy blue.
Mm-hmm.
Purplish pink. Floral. Black. Or salmonish pinky.
I have to go with the classic navy blue.
Fuck you. I'm gonna go with black and be cunty.
Yeah. Santos wears black, doesn't she?
Yeah, she looks cunty doing it.
Oh, wait. I'm coming away from me! Put her back in Hadestown and invite us.
Invite us.
An unruly patient punches you in the face. What do? Punch them back, call security and let them deal with it. Run away fast, try to talk them down calmly, shake it off and put an ice pack. Quit and go home. I don't need this crap. Cry probably. Cuss them out, then get security.
Honestly, I'd probably cry.
Yeah, I think that's what I would do.
Realistically, but...
Is that what you're going with?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll go with my second option, if I would be honest with myself, would be like run.
Yeah. We're like cry and run.
Like if I was writing like a fictional character, I want it to be more like entertaining, but I
would cry immediately.
Yeah.
Because if anyone even like yells at me a little.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But pick a form of self-care after a long shift. Relaxing bath. A nice walk in nature. Just chilling and scrolling with a cup of coffee. Getting cozy and reading a book. Watching TV with snacks. Doing some yoga. Buying a bunch of stuff online. Playing video games.
100% TV and snacks.
Yeah. That'd be my second. I'm just gonna, if I have a nice bath, I'm gonna relax in that bath.
If I know one thing about Brie, she finna be in the bath.
I'm gonna be in the bath, actually.
Pick a specialty that isn't emergency medicine. Neurosurgery, so Derek. Pediatrics, Alex. Cardiology, Christina. Dermatology, that was like the fancy unit.
Dermatology, yeah, that's like, they're like bougie up there.
I don't want to do any of these if I'm being fucking honest.
I know, all these sound awful.
I've been thinking, I guess I shouldn't think about this because I wouldn't want to be a doctor.
Yeah.
So let's try to remove that. Neurosurgery sounds so fucking scary, but that's like badass.
That's kind of...
What I really know is I couldn't do kids.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to do neurosurgery.
Okay, I'm going to do cardio.
Okay, perfect.
Because I'm going to be Christina Yang. You know how it is.
Is this me?
Me.
Okay.
And finally, I'm ordering food for the whole staff for morale. What do you want? Pizza, donuts, cake, and ice cream, or tacos?
They pizza or tacoed us.
They literally pizza or tacos.
I think pizza.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. They'd be happy with that. But I'm going to get the cake and ice cream. Did you get it?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I got it too.
Who'd you get?
Santa.
Wait, so did I!
Oh, they're all Santos.
We picked completely different answers, too.
Everything's...
We're both Santos, so we're both going to be here for Halloween.
No, we're actually both doing that for Halloween.
I said this last year, I think. Doing Grey's Anatomy was so easy. Like, I could so easily be Izzy. You could so easily be, like, Lexi.
Yeah.
But I feel like you could so easily be Santos. I could so easily be Mel.
Oh, so should we do
so
it?
I'll see you at
So I'll see you at Halloween.
If he's so getting scrubs.
Yeah, we should probably do that.
I think it'd be so good.
Honestly.
Much to think about. I guess Mel doesn't wear scrubs, though. Much to think about.
But you could... She wears, like, the braid, right?
Yeah, that'd be easy.
And then, like, glasses.
Yeah, which I'm wearing anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
So I finna be in the pit.
I'm finna be in the pit.
And Julia can be Dr. Robbie.
Julia want to be Dr. Robbie.
We're resourceful, street smart, and always land on your feet. You don't just survive, you thrive. Finding creative solutions to every problem. People underestimate you, but that's their mistake. I kind of want to take it again and, like, slightly change just to see. I'm just, because I hate when we get the same ones, not because I don't want that.
Yeah.
But, like, I want to see what else I can get.
Same thing.
Okay, I'm sticking with the navy scrubs. I'm going to cry.
I'm going to do...
Oh, I still want to do TV.
I'm doing my second.
Yeah. Okay, I changed a couple and I got Dr. Robbie.
Wait, I changed a couple.
All right, so I guess
Santos and
Dr. Robbie, baby. Father-daughter, baby. Fine, I'll be Dr. Robbie. Fine. I kept wearing, like, my blue Amy Poehler Tina Fey hoodie.
Like,
and I was
Robbie.
like, I'm Dr. Robbie.
I'm low-key Dr. Robbie right now.
Oof. All right. Well, now that we were finna in the pit, we'll see you next January when they for the rest of our lives.
For the rest of our lives. Thank God. I can't wait for the hand brushing and the kiss on the cheek.
The slowest burns in cinematic history.
And they're all just going to be dating each other.
You know what? Fuck yeah.
Found family, baby.
That's found family. Like I said, next week we'll probably be doing You. If not, the studio is also wrapping up. So just watch this space. We'll see. I don't know. It's honestly...
You know what? You'll find out.
We'll find out.
You'll fucking find out.
We'll either got Seth Rogen or Joe Goldberg to talk about.
Yeah.
And then soon after that, Hacks, The Last of Us, Ginny and Georgia, everyone's favorite.
Oh.
Big stuff coming. Regardless of what it is, big stuff.
Big stuff. Only big stuff is happening.
Yeah, and our 100th soonish.
Jesus.
More to come on that.
Yeah, our big party.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you for watching, and until next time, I feel in the pit. We finna be in the pit!
I want to be in the pit. I want to be back in the pit.
Clock back in. I miss them.
Ugh.